You! Get your hand out of your pants.
Please put your tray table up. Put the crack pipe down.
You're the least without sin person I know.
Aral, we are on the air right now.
Oh, I was digging for gold.
Wow! That's what's eating Gilbert Grape, my friends.
Well, listen, call me casual, but I love to take my time.
I don't know where your head ends and this weird turtleneck sweater begins.
Speaking of which, whatever happened to that porn star you were dating?
Oh my god, it's huge.
And now,
It's West.
by Midwest,
It's the week of Monday, February 3rd, 2014. This is episode 50 of West by Midwest. My name is Chuck
Episode
Ganchorre.
50.
Can you believe this?
I cannot believe it.
50 times I've said, my name is Chuck Ganchorre. I'm broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California.
My name is Aral Gribble. I'm broadcasting live from Lansing, Michigan. And we have our producer for the 50th time. Actually, he joined us later.
No,
so probably for
49th.
49th time. Broadcasting live from
Chelsea, Michigan.
Chelsea, Michigan.
Right.
Woo!
Can you believe
50
that?
Episodes.
Yeah, that was funny. We didn't have Rob for that first episode, our inaugural episode.
And I don't think we've been saying where we've been broadcast. Oh, maybe we have. I don't know. 50 episodes is a long time ago.
I don't know. I don't remember anything. We are on Google Plus Hangouts recording live. If you like our Facebook page, facebook.com/WestXMidwest, you'll find the link every week to join us live when we record the podcast. So
We're
do
also
that.
on iTunes. You can check us out on iTunes and listen to old episodes or this episode once it's uploaded. Enjoy your 50th party.
And this podcast is brought to you by Ed Grabo. His sex takes me to paradise. Ed Grabo. Wait, did you put that in because I look like Bruno Mars? Is that why?
That is correct.
We're
In honor of the amazing Bruno Mars halftime show, but also because you have Bruno Mars face and hair.
Why? Because I'm Filipino like Bruno. You know what's funny is
And
that
because your hair is tall.
my
Like doesn't
sister,
even fit in the screen.
my sister Teresa, she's married to a Puerto Rican guy named Miguel Senquiz,
Sure.
and Bruno Mars would be their love child. Bruno Mars is half Filipino,
Oh,
half
that's
Puerto
right.
Rican.
That's right.
So the whole time we were joking, we are like, "Yo, that's your kid.
That is your kid. He's
That's a
making
real
millions of dollars.
Filipino up there, making money,
Making
has
money.
has actual talent. That's a real Filipino."
Sex takes me to paradise. Oh, stick around for this week's guest, folks. At the end of the show, we're going to have actor Alex Leydenfrost on the
Leydenfrost is
show.
On the show.
Man, I am really getting excited. I don't know how it happened or why it happened, but apparently you get around 50 episodes and you start getting real guests on your show.
Yeah, worthy
like a-
guests.
He's a professional American. So stick around. You can actually, if you want, you can tune out until he comes back on in about 20 minutes. But until then, we're going to catch up.
Yeah.
Happy Super Bowl weekend. How was your
That's
weekend?
right. It was fun. Had fun at watching the Super Bowl.
Hey, before we get to that,
Yeah, nice job. Come on.
Hey, hi from Russia, says
What?
Svetlana. Oh my God, I met my
Svet-
wife.
What?
What does that say, Rob?
What does what say?
Svetlana's comment. I can only read part of
It
it.
says, "Hi guys, from Russia. You funny."
Oh, you funny. All I read was you, F you. And I was like, oh, F you
Oh,
to you too.
Wow.
You can expand your window.
Cold War's back. Svetlana, thank you for watching the show.
Thank you, Svetlana. If you need an American passport or something, I can help you out. We'll see you in Sochi. So in honor of our 50th episode, I found this article online. I think we should reflect on where we've been and where we're going.
Where the future holds.
Right. 5 things to let go of when you hit 50.
Okay.
So first one, life deadlines.
Life deadlines?
Yeah, so you know how like you and I both said by the time we were 30 we were going to be famous? Yeah, let go of that life deadline.
So at 50 you're just like, nah, do it. Fuck it.
That's right.
It's
No
only
more
down here from
deadlines.
now. I might as well
Right.
just try to buy that convertible and just hang out.
It's basically saying if you didn't do it by the time you're 50, you're not gonna do it.
Wow.
So yeah,
God,
so
that's not too far off.
I know. Well, for us I think all of these apply to our show. So 50th episode, we should stop putting any deadlines out there for where the show goes. Number 2, the need to win every argument.
Man, you're just giving up at 50.
You are. And I think we should give up, especially with each other. Like, I feel like our podcast is worse when Rob sits there and tries to win every argument. Rob, give up at 50.
At 50, just pick your battles even more.
Yeah, pick no battles is what it's saying.
Yeah, so leading up to 50, you're picking your battles, and then at 50, you're like, pick no battles. You're like,
no more battles.
Whatever, I lost. Who cares?
Number 3, the idea that you can eat whatever you want and not gain weight. Give it up.
That's something that, I mean, like, you should be aware of.
Before you hit 50.
Way before 50.
Right.
Or you're in trouble.
Yeah, I've been aware of that since I was like 13. Like, and I was the chubby 13-year-old kid. Like, I know what happens. I'm making the conscious decision to eat at an all-you-can-eat buffet 3 times a week, okay? I know what's going to happen to me.
So in regards to the show,
right.
Just quit eating the McDonald's to use it as a story.
Right.
Because that's kind of what I do.
The McRib is back does not mean you have to eat a bunch of them. Just because we're having a Christmas episode doesn't mean we need to give each other crave cases of White Castle and then eat them all.
Right. Just because it's St. Patty's Day is right around the corner. I don't need to get a Shamrock Shake supersized.
Although I still think we should do like a drinking game for the show where people who are listening in can drink every time we say the F-bomb or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Number 4, the belief that you can change other people.
Yeah, you need to give that up, friends.
It's hard to give that up. That's going to be the hard one because I really want Rob to get a vasectomy. Like, I just want him to stop making children.
And you know what's funny is that, like, all this yoga, and I know you gave me so much shit about doing
the yoga's okay. It's the running that drives me bananas.
No. The yoga. I mean, the thing about the yoga is that, like, after I've almost been doing yoga for almost a year now, and I'm still the like angry, like high-strung.
Oh yeah, it doesn't calm your shit down at all. Why do you do yoga?
I don't know.
You're not more flexible.
I know I'm not. I can't touch my toes. I don't know what's going on.
Is it for the yoga pants? You look good in yoga pants? Is that what it is?
Awesome in yoga pants, my friends.
Gross. Number 5, speaking ill of people, which I just did. So we should give up. I don't think we can do this one.
That's the like basis of our show.
Yeah, that's our wheelhouse. That's what we do.
Leydenfrost is going to be on the show later. I'm going to tear his ass down.
Yeah, it's Leydenfrost. Way to go.
Shit. I'm so sorry. Did you see that? We're already speaking ill of people.
Speaking ill of people. So, 50th episode, we're going to try to turn things around. We're going to try to spread positive vibes throughout the interwebs.
Basically, at episode 55 and at age 55, it's all downhill from here, ladies and gentlemen.
All downhill. If we make it to 55, we'll be happy. Every week, Chuck and I try to quit. So, Super Bowl weekend.
Super Bowl weekend. It was also Groundhog Day, and obviously
the first time ever that Super Bowl and Groundhog Day landed on the same day.
Oh,
ever.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
De Blasio dropped Punxsutawney Phil, and he granted you guys another 6 weeks of winter, didn't he?
That is true. Oh, you know what? It was the most watched game ever, like the most watched event on American TV. 111.5 million people. Ever.
Except for one. One Aral Gribble.
Me.
Aral Gribble, you didn't watch the Super Bowl?
Man, I don't, like, this is why I was not invited to a Super Bowl party. I didn't look for one either. Like, I'm sure we had friends say, like, hey, we should hang out. And I was like, it's Super Bowl. And, like, Lynn is not going to watch it. She's pretty anti-sports, which I'm not super pro. I'm, enjoy whatever you want. But, I'm not going to a party, so why watch it? I tuned in to watch Jerry Seinfeld, for
The
2
quote-
seconds.
The quote-unquote reunion.
I know. I was like, fucking A. And then I watched Bruno Mars rock out with Chili Peppers.
Joe, did you notice that Flea's his bass guitar wasn't plugged in, and it wasn't plugged into like a wireless box or anything
Seriously.
either. So they were totally just air guitaring during that
Please.
performance.
Air guitar. Well, when he whipped his head around, I think more than he's ever done in his entire life. Like
Right,
he was
they were-
like, this is
yeah.
the last time I'm going to be on TV ever.
Right, and Anthony Kiedis was rocking those. What were those like socks that he was wearing some
Oh,
weird
yeah.
like tights? I don't know, but I wanna give my condolences to one Rob Hubbard, our producer, for his
Yeah, sorry, Rob.
Broncos just
Mm,
not even showing up yesterday, huh?
not even showing.
I mean,
up.
I don't even have a football team here in LA or in Cleveland. But they didn't do. I don't know. You're on the world stage of football, my friends, and that was just, I don't know, embarrassing. Rob,
was-
wouldn't you say that?
That was awful. Probably
Old
one
man,
of the worst
old man
things.
Peyton was just laying on the ground there. They had to get some Papa John's pizzas ready on the sidelines for him to drown his sorrows in.
Dude, the highlights were pretty awesome. Watching the first 2 minutes of the game, I was like,
First 2 seconds of the game,
2
safety.
seconds. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Rob, I mean, like, what were you doing? How were you just sitting there?
Yeah, were you
like,
okay? Is Wesley still
hands buried, your
alive?
face buried in your hands? Like, what was going on there?
Luckily, as a Lions fan, I was used to that kind of treatment as a football fan. I did notice this morning, though, that old man Peyton did teach Richard Sherman a lesson in
Sportsmanship.
in sportsmanship. Yes.
Yeah. What did he do?
Well, Sherman was actually the one talking about it in the morning. He tweeted it, and he was telling all the Seattle fans to back off of Peyton Manning, and then he talked on Mike and Mike in the morning about how Peyton Manning sought him out after the game to see that he was okay after he hurt his ankle during the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
some
And Sherman was
civility.
like, oh my goodness, what a class act.
Right.
That's
I
awesome.
want to be like that.
Yeah,
Huh?
absolutely. Peyton Manning off the field, he's a wonderful athlete.
On the field,
On the field,
Gentlemen,
on Super Bowl Sunday,
a wonderful eater of pizza.
gentlemen,
Although,
the man broke a couple of NFL records this year. He had a bad Super Bowl, but he's an incredible athlete.
you know what?
Can't take away from that.
Not to be a Debbie Downer, but it's all downhill for that guy. I don't know if any of you saw Frontline's League of Denial, but Chuck actually posted.
listen.
Posted this on Facebook, and Chuck actually posted a picture of Debbie Downer. Which
We're
Lynn
just
loved.
from SNL. We're just getting together to watch a little football and eat some terrible food,
Right.
a bunch of beer, and whatever. And Aral Gribble comes flying in from the wings.
Talking about concussions. Multiple concussions are proven to cause lesions in the brain, which lead to depression and violence. Fucking murder suicides, dude. Hey, speaking of like Debbie Downers jumping in, though, did you see the 9/11 truther who jumped in during the interview?
Yeah, dude, get out of here.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
Those boys are running up during the press conference, interrupting things.
Like,
What did
if
he
they
say?
ever-
He was like 9/11 was government. What did he say?
What did he say? He said, investigate 9/11. 9/11 was perpetrated by inside our own government. And then they, like, that's all he got before they pulled him off.
Right.
I was like, hey, dude, if they didn't investigate it already, they're not gonna now because you interrupted an interview. Way to change the world.
Oh man, that's funny. I came across a little bit of Super Bowl trivia.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Broncos fans turned to porn after the Super Bowl blowout. 43-8. According to Pornhub.com, there was an 11% increase in traffic from Denver specifically to their site immediately following the game. The unfortunate lack of a competitive game provides a great explanation for the post-game traffic spikes that Pornhub saw. When one team handily dismantles another in the championship game, you know from previous Insights posts that the losing team's fans flock to Pornhub to be consoled by such porn stars as Lisa Ann, Christy Mack, Madison Ivy, and the rest of our dream team, quote unquote, by Pornhub.com.
Pornhub's dream team. Lexi Kane. I don't know. Lexi Bell. That's
Chesty LaRue.
Mama Cass. What?
Yeah. So both cities saw a decrease in porn surfing during the Super Bowl.
During the game, right? Because you're But sure, as soon as you're done, you got to bury your shame somehow.
Yeah. I mean, there's still the people out there that can multitask and get it done during the game.
Right. During halftime, fucking hang out with Five Finger LaRue. I don't know. Arnold Palmer.
Lindsay Lohan. So, Rob, did you?
Rob.
What happened there?
I know you're not from Denver, but did Pornhub have an invite, have a visit from Rob Hubbard after the game?
No.
That's a shame.
That's it. I don't believe that. No, though. That's not a very strong no. And your face is really red, so I don't know if that's the
Pornhub.
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 All right.
So yeah, if you're sad, people, you know where to go.
If you're happy, you know where to go. If you're bored, go to Pornhub.
Pornhub.com.
So a Nigerian woman threw out her pet cat for being gay.
What?
Yeah, in the town of Lafia in Nigeria, a 7-year-old cat was abandoned by his owner for being gay. The middle-aged woman claims that he has engaged in, quote, unnatural sexual behavior, making advances towards other male cats in the house while shunning the females in the area. My question is, how do you know?
How do you know? I mean, okay,
cats do what dogs do, like they smell butts, right? Like,
I don't know if cats smell butts, do they?
They do. Rob, cats smell butts, not as much as dogs, but like.
I probably, I guess, I don't know.
And they tussle. I feel like what's a sexual advance towards another male cat? That's,
right. Is this cat like?
Is he literally
buying the other cat like a drink or something? Like, what is he doing? He's just like sitting around the house.
Is he like, just gently massaging his tail, or like giving him just a friendly back rub? Nothing
because
big.
You can't. I mean, like cats, they all they cuddle up to each other. They all sleep together. So you can't say that's unnatural.
Unless you have a barbed cat penis inside of another cat, how do you know that any unnatural sexual behavior is taking place?
Barbed cat.
Yeah. Side note, here's a fun fact for you. Cats have barbed penises so that when they have sexual intercourse, the barbs hold on to the vagina so the other cat can't get away.
Oh, so for her pleasure.
That's for her raping. In further damning evidence, neighbors said that none of the other cats born while Bull, this is the cat's name, was in the house, had his coloring. They claim this is because he's not doing his heterosexual best to continue the species. So,
cats aren't intelligent so that, you know what I mean? Right. Like, they're not... They are, but they're not,
Anyway, so Bull's owner, who has not been named, claims his actions are, quote, a contradiction of the laws of nature. What a hateful bigot. And has kicked him out of her house, saying, anybody interested in this gay cat can have it because I have no further use of it.
You bigot. I can't believe this. In this age of Coke Super Bowl commercials featuring two gay dads.
Two gay dads.
We got two gay Coke dads on TV paying millions of dollars, and we can't even have a gay cat. Unbelievable, this lady.
Unbelievable. It's like a angry housewife from the 50s kicking out her son, but it's a angry cat lady from the 2000s kicking out a cat. And did you see the controversy around that Coke commercial?
No. What did
You would think that the controversy would be around the fact that they had some homosexual gentlemen in it, which I think is fantastic. I think is amazing. As you know, we are a very open and free-flowing podcast here.
Progressive podcast here,
sure.
West by Midwest.
But the anger is the Coke commercial, for anyone who hasn't seen it, which who the fuck didn't see it? Well, anybody like me who didn't watch. I'm sorry, totally distracted. It shows a bunch of people singing America the Beautiful.
Yes, in different languages.
In different languages.
Showing our country and its
the different language.
Yes.
It's the different languages that people are pissed about.
Really?
Yeah, they're saying that's American, and an American song should be sung in English.
Wow.
Right? How hateful do you have to be?
How American do you have to be to say?
And what's great is most of the people complaining are complaining about it, like about the national anthem being sung in other languages. And for those of you who don't know, America the Beautiful is not the national anthem. Like the national anthem was sung at the game you're watching. Right. You heard it 10 minutes ago.
America the Beautiful is England's national anthem, correct?
You're an idiot. What is happening?
Yeah, no,
Rob's trying to do comedy.
It is the exact same tune, but with
it's the same tune. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's different.
As what?
America the Beautiful, like England has a version of it, but that has the same tune.
God Save the Queen, though.
We stole it from God Save the Queen. That's Canada's national anthem. But we stole.
No.
England.
Oh Canada. Oh Canada.
Oh Canada.
Oh yeah. Oh Canada.
Wow, we need to check our sources, people.
We may not be hateful, but we sure are dumb.
We are
But
dumb.
you're right. God Save the Queen. That is it, right? I think that is English.
But
it's the same tune as America the Beautiful.
America the Beautiful.
Rob, I was a couple minutes late to watching the game because I was just rushing over to this party. I was late because
Chuck is late to everything.
No, I'm not. I was held up because I was late because I was making the dish that I brought. I made Doritos crusted mozzarella sticks.
Oh, that
sounds incredible.
Yeah, they were delicious. I forgot that the first couple of years that I lived here, my ex-girlfriend and I would throw a Super Bowl party. So we had all these like Super Bowl dishes and all, like football-shaped dishes. We have a deep fryer, so I was like, I'm gonna make some mozzarella sticks at home and like bread them with Doritos. It was awesome. But anyway, I was late to the party, and someone mentioned that before every Super Bowl they read the Declaration of Independence. Is this true, Rob?
I guess so. That was the first I'd seen of it too.
Oh.
Because both Katie and I looked at each other and were like, they do this every year?
I mean, like, we celebrate our independence from England by playing football. I didn't understand like what, I didn't know
American football. Well,
yeah,
as you know, the NFL has a pretty strong allegiance with the American military, so that all goes hand in hand. But I hadn't seen that before every Super Bowl before, but at the same time, I usually catch the game like right before kickoff or even afterwards. So
yeah,
this was maybe this was the first time I was watching at least an hour beforehand.
Right. Maybe they only televised it this year, but maybe it's a tradition that they do every year. I don't know. Listeners, if you know, leave us a voicemail and tell us how dumb we are. A McDonald's worker was caught. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't know what happened there. I fucked up the title, and then okay. So anyway, let's take it back here for a second.
Edit that out.
Sorry, Alex. McDonald's workers' Happy Meals had a bit extra heroin, authorities say. Shantia Dennis, 26, was arrested after undercover law enforcement officials conducted a drug buy, according to a statement from Mike Manco, communications director for the Allegheny County District Attorney's Office. Customers looking for heroin were instructed to go through the drive-thru and say, "I'd like to order a toy." The customer would then be told to proceed to the first window, where they'd be handed a Happy Meal box containing heroin, Manco said.
Oh my God. That is awesome. Think about all the little kids that rolled up.
Yeah, that's not. You
I'd
can't
like to order a toy. Like, Mommy, I want a toy.
I want a toy. I'd like to order a toy, Mommy. That's like what every kid says at the drive-thru.
Every kid got heroin.
God. During the drug buy, the undercover officers recovered 10 stamp bags of heroin inside of a Happy Meal box, according to the statement.
Wow.
Officers immediately arrested Dennis and recovered an additional 50 bags of heroin, as well as a small amount of marijuana, according to the complaint.
Yeah, that's just his like normal at work marijuana stash. Like he's
Right.
like, dude, I'm just smoking to get high because I work at McDonald's.
I
Okay?
got a little bit of weed here, but this 50 bags of heroin under the frozen fries, don't worry about that.
That's the toy for your Happy Meal.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that is awful. I like how there's 10 stamp bags of heroin for one transaction.
One order. They're like,
One
give me every.
order.
Can you supersize my heroin, please? The sales of the heroin do not appear to be related to the potentially lethal batches of heroin being sold in western Pennsylvania, according to the statement.
Oh, yeah, dude.
This is what you were talking about earlier, weren't you? You were saying something
Yeah.
about lethal heroin. Fentanyl. That's what took PSH out, didn't it?
No, that's one of the rest in peace PSH.
R.I.P. PSH. So
R-
saddened by the tragedy of Philip Seymour Hoffman. Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry. It's too many letters altogether. R.I.P. PSH.
Then you condense it. You say R.I.P.S.H.
Anyway,
Listeners, if
we
you're
should
not
not be
aware,
laughing. Yeah.
if you're not aware, Philip Seymour Hoffman tragically passed away yesterday.
Allegedly of a heroin overdose.
Not allegedly. What are you talking about? There were 70 bags of heroin found in his apartment. He had
No.
a needle. He had a needle sticking out of his arm.
That's
when
true.
They found
he
him.
did. He did have that, and several
Allegedly.
other used needles.
He
It's
didn't
so
have-
allegedly. You
It's
don't.
not allegedly. He didn't have a fucking Happy Meal sitting there. The dude died from a heroin overdose.
He could have had a Happy Meal sitting there. In fact,
He was a big man.
he ordered toys. That's how he got his fucking heroin.
70 Happy
It's
Meals.
not. It wasn't 70 bags, wasn't it?
70 bags of heroin.
Good lord. Where do you get your news? Entertainment Tonight?
TMZ's.
But until you do like a toxicology report or whatever, you do like an autopsy. You
The
can't.
autopsy
know.
was performed today, wasn't it? Is that?
I don't know. Was it?
We don't know anything.
We don't
goddamn.
know.
We don't have any sources that are.
But yeah. So
Oh.
apparently, right. One of the theories is that he died because he took a dose of this lethal heroin that's mixed with fentanyl, which is like supposedly hundreds of times more potent than heroin.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's a damn
This guy's-
shame.
Yeah, this guy ain't the Wolf of Wall Street, man.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah,
though.
that's-
He was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's weird though. I was kind of having a conversation with some folks I was hanging out with yesterday, and I don't know. It's like, does this affect you, Aral? Like when someone dies of like natural causes, you're just like, oh man, it was such a tragedy. And all death is a tragedy. But
Absolutely.
some folks that I was talking to yesterday were like, you know what? No, he was a selfish junkie who
Yeah.
who died.
Selfishly, he threw away his talents.
Right, and like
Yeah.
his kids, he didn't care about his kids. I would care a little more about the situation, if it wasn't because of his addictions and whatnot. But I feel like, right, Aral, addiction can happen to anybody. I'm addicted to candy. That can happen to anybody.
You're addicted to some kind of candy.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
Green candy. A sativa that I like.
Yeah, as someone who does not drink anymore, I know that addiction is real. Like, you know, it can happen to anybody. To not have sympathy for a man who is
Right.
battling with addiction. Now, along the same lines, like, the people who try to say, like, that because he's addicted has to do with him being an artist, like, you know, the people who are artistic and creative feel more, so they do drugs. Like, that's, no. You may
No,
run in the circles where people do drugs, so you do
Right.
drugs, and they feel awesome, but like, I'm still acting professionally, and I don't do drugs anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's not a requirement of being an actor, as
Right.
you can talk about. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't make it any less tragic whether it was, of his own doing or whether it was natural causes. So I don't know. It's a sad story all around. We're gonna miss the great character actor Philip Seymour Hoffman, and
Yeah.
condolences to his family and friends.
But thank God I found out that they Well, they're not all the scenes, but most of the scenes for this is what I thought. I'm such a horrible person. I was like, oh no, what about the Hunger Games series?
What about Hunger Games? They're not going to be able to finish the second film.
But they recorded most of his scenes for the next 3 movies. Because, of course, just like fucking Harry Potter, they took the last book and turned it into two movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they recorded most of them, but there's still like a handful of scenes that they haven't shot with him yet. So they got to figure out like CGI Hoffman or what.
Right, they're gonna like Jar Jar Binks Hoffman up into there.
You know what? Speaking of great actors, we should bring on our guest before it gets too late because he's clearly bored and get his take on this. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, amazing character and lead actor Alex Leydenfrost on the show.
What's up, Alex?
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, thanks for joining us, man.
I'm just sitting here in your green room, and I've been watching the show on the monitor. This is
We take care of our guests, ladies and
got
gentlemen.
posters of all plays and things. It's really nice.
Yeah.
All the plays you've done, right?
Our green room looks a lot like your office.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Plays my wife has done mostly.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, we're big fans of her.
So you're joining us actually not from a green room because we don't have that kind of budget, but from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Is that correct?
That's correct.
If for the folks who are watching the podcast on Google Hangouts, you can see his awesome U of M hat and his awesome beard.
What are you talking about?
No, I don't know. I guess it's putting my beard to shame. Jesus, look
Right.
at that thing. So
Beast.
that you're currently starring in Redwood Curtain at the Purple Rose. Is that why you grew that monstrosity on your face?
Started October 1st, and now I can probably do Duck Dynasty at this point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to do that, but I could. You know.
All you need to do is to turn into a racist asshole, and then you could do Duck Dynasty.
How's the show going?
Yeah, how's the show? Tell us a little bit about the show.
The show's going great. Redwood Curtain by Lanford Wilson, who the late great Lanford Wilson, who is credited with discovering Jeff Daniels, who started Purple Rose. So
Really?
it's an honor to be doing this play. Actually, Jeff did the play on Broadway 20 years ago.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a true story.
Wow. That's a true
I don't want to
story.
bring you down, guys.
You were playing Jeff's role, or what was?
Yeah.
I'm talking like I know him. I'm like, yeah, me and my boy Jay. You did his role, right?
JD.
JD. Yeah, Lyman is a character who's a Vietnam vet who's now living in the Redwood Forest. They call it the Redwood Curtain up in Arcata, California.
Okay.
And you want me to give you like a little bit of the plot, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Spill some time here. So he is followed into the woods by this young 18-year-old piano prodigy who's half Vietnamese, half Caucasian. She's looking for her dad. She knows she was adopted by a U.S. family, so she's looking for her dad. She comes here every summer to spend time with her aunt to really look for her father. She thinks he's one of these GIs. There's thousands of them who are living in the redwoods. So she tracks me down, and it's from that point on, it's amazing. It's magical.
Oh, cool.
It's magical.
It's
Now,
magical.
Is
There's some
that
music in it.
is that true? Are there actually hundreds of GIs
I
who
think
were?
there were. I mean, I don't know about now, but when Lanford wrote the play, he was out there, and there was apparently 3,000 to 8,000 guys living in there.
Whoa.
Wow, just homeless, living out in the forest.
Just
Now the-
homeless.
Way
Yeah,
to take
now-
care of our fucking veterans, America.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Jesus.
Now the forest is just filled with apes, getting ready to take over.
Is that where they filmed the Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That and Star Wars.
Yep, Ewoks.
The Forest Moon of Endor.
I think Joe Zettelmeyer was in that, wasn't he?
I think he wrote it.
Yeah,
He wrote that scene.
That's right. Awesome. Well, so the show's going well. Who are the other two folks in it?
Rainbow Dickerson plays Jerry, the young woman, and she's half Thai and half Native American, so she's got a
Oh,
little
wow.
there. And Michelle Mountain plays her aunt, Geneva. They say aunt, I say aunt. I don't know. What do you guys say? Aunt or aunt?
Ant.
I say
Yeah.
ant.
Ant.
Aunt.
We're in Michigan.
So yeah, it's just three-hander, so it's cool. It's a good little play.
Awesome.
How long is it running for?
It's running until March 15th at the Purple Rose in Chelsea.
Nice.
It's a long
We still
run.
got a lot of time to fly back here, Chuck, if you wanted to.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right, that's
Speaking
right.
of which, so Alex, you and your wife used to live in California?
That's correct. 13 years.
Wow.
Where do you live?
I live in West Hollywood.
WeHo.
Yes.
That is correct.
We started out in WeHo.
Oh. Okay.
So we were there for 2 months, and that was when the Northridge earthquake struck.
Wow.
That was crazy.
Yeah, the anniversary of the Northridge earthquake was just a few weeks ago, and yeah, so you were there for that, huh?
Yeah, we were just moved there. We were living there for 2 months, and that was crazy. Have you had any? How long have you been out there?
I've been here for 6 years, and just small ones, nothing crazy, but nothing like the Northridge earthquake or the one that's about to hit us and take me out.
Yeah, next week.
Next week there's one coming?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I talked to my psychic. She told me
knees are
all
knocking.
about it. So,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm cutting people off left and right. So, okay, as an actor who was out there and here in Michigan, that's one of the things Chuck and I talk about a lot, both trying to be actors in either place. And so what are sort of the positives and negatives of the move?
To L.A.?
No, back home.
Back home. Well, for us, it's been an unbelievably positive experience. I mean, I'm also a full-time teacher in Ann Arbor Public Schools.
Yeah.
So, but when we moved back here,
you're the only drama teacher in a middle school in Ann Arbor.
I'm actually also the only full-time
drama teacher.
Drama teacher in all of Ann Arbor. There's not a high school now that has a full-time drama teacher.
Wow.
No kidding.
So,
yeah.
Cutbacks.
I mean, Ann Arbor, come on, guys. So
seriously, funding for the arts, folks.
Kind of flying below the radar, but it's a shame that Huron High School, Skyline, and Pioneer, they have people teaching some drama classes, but they don't have like a full, I have a full slate of classes every day, so I'm so grateful to be able to be doing that.
That's
and
awesome.
Also, the opportunity, I didn't know, I was just trying to get a teaching job when we moved back here, and first year I didn't have a job, so I just started auditioning. My wife was going out there for it too, so suddenly, got a couple plays, and it's been just a lot of fun to be able to get back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you fuckers moved back to the town. It was like Alex and his wife Julia, these two strangers who were taking all the lead roles in town. And I was like, who are these people? And then I saw you, and I was like, oh, they're the most talented people I know. That's why.
Thank you.
So, in fact, I get to do a play with your wife coming up in March. So, so it's been good. But financially, though, I know that your wife Julia was doing really well.
High five, man.
High five.
Everyone, bring it up. Bring it up.
Internet high five. Bam. So, how, financially, has it changed as far as the money you make?
Well, theater in L.A., I don't know, Chuck.
Oh, that's true.
Exploring that at all, but that's what, $5 a show. I mean, it's
that's nothing.
unless you're a name and you're at the Mark Taper Forum or something, or the Geffen, right? I mean, it's almost
professional theaters. Yeah,
so,
it's awful.
We've been able to. I mean, I have insurance through the school, but we both qualify for health insurance out here, which we wouldn't have been able to do. SAG.
Yeah.
Gonna get a few. My wife was really successful with commercials out there, so that's a little bit less here. But since we moved here, now the movie thing has kind of gone away. But when we first got here, my wife did 5 or 6 movies, which would have been impossible in LA because there's just so many people. I mean,
so many people, yeah.
Right.
Not impossible, but just there's less people here, but there's still a lot of talented people in Michigan. It's really great.
You see, Chuck, move home.
Yeah. We can do
Move
the podcast together.
All together. It'll be awesome.
You could have this green room for the show.
We could actually have the green room. That's awesome. I'm actually thinking I might be moving to Brentwood pretty soon. I've been in WeHo for, where OJ killed Nicole Brown.
Oh, right. Right. That's exciting.
Yeah, Dave Craze, a future guest, and I might be getting a condo in Brentwood. 2 grown-ass men living together. It's going to be bosom buddies.
Hey, that reminds me. I was looking at the our thing on YouTube, Morning Train,
Uh-huh.
and we have the picture of the two of us in our old bedroom. And
Yeah,
people are like, "Oh my God, is that picture for real?" Like, yeah, no, that's how we decorated our room.
A picture of the two of us. Like a couple of cockatiels, dude.
Was it like a fathead thing you put on the whole wall, or was it just?
Yeah, it was like a homemade like fathead thing.
Yeah, it was like a printed. It took up almost our entire wall, and of a picture of Aral and I,
Doing what?
just looking
You don't
stupid.
want to know. You don't want to know. So I
Get high.
I'm known to get high. So I gotta ask about this beard.
Okay.
It is huge, and you are a normally very clean-shaven, upstanding, suave individual. How
Yeah.
long did it take you to grow that thing?
So it started October 1st. So where are we now?
Wow,
3.5 months in. I don't
that's
know.
not bad.
No, it's 4 months. November,
Wow.
December, January. Yeah.
Do you have
That
to
thing's-
eat like a lot of extra protein or something? That thing is full.
No, just it's like chia beard. You know, you just water it.
I mean,
Spread the seeds
Yeah.
on
And the good thing
on
about
the
it
skin.
is, someone who came to see the show, a friend of mine, another actor, said to me, "The beard really just does it for you. I mean, you don't have to do any acting. You just
Yeah,
come out.
yeah.
the beard's doing all the acting.
It's
Well,
really,
how-
I can just check out and just let it go, and we rock. It's great.
What about your wife? Does she like the beard?
She doesn't like it anymore. She did for a while. There was a period when it was like kind of more, you know, it was like a month in, it looked kind of more groomed, and I looked a
Yeah.
little bit more distinguished. And it really came in like very white, but you can see they dyed it like all splotchy, and that's
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
this is
like
not the way it.
you look like you hung out in an ashtray. Like that is.
You are.
Well, the character apparently smokes a lot of dope, so.
Oh, well, it is the redwood forest.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pick
California.
my nose there.
No, it's okay. Nobody can see you pick your nose. It's a podcast.
Just
I love
us?
it. Well, Svetlana and our friend Amber Marissa Cook can, and that's it.
Right.
There's only so the video part is only if you're tuned in right now or something.
Well,
or
you can also watch it on YouTube later, maybe.
Okay.
Right, Rob?
Is there any kind of more compensation because it is the 50th episode, or is it just
You get like 10 times as much money as everybody else.
hey, it's David Wahlberg. No, that's,
Hey! Oh.
Did you watch the Super Bowl, Alex?
yes. It's funny you should mention that because I used to teach. I started teaching English out in L.A. in Woodland
Yeah.
Hills at Taft High School.
There you
One
go.
of my former students was the MVP of the Super Bowl. Malcolm.
What?
True story. True dat.
Wow. Now, is this consistent with Taft? Is that like a lot of celebrities' children go there and things?
Actually,
Because
when
I
I
had.
was there, Ice Cube went there, and
Yeah,
it's,
no, that's right. I was about to say a guy that I work with went to school with Ice Cube's children. At
I was
Taft.
there when Ice Cube's son was there. I didn't. he was
Ooh,
in- yeah, man, Ice Cube's son.
that's right. You, dude.
Dude! Little Cube, man. Little Cube.
Mini
David
Cube. No, he was a good kid, but they're known for their football and basketball, and they've had Malcolm's older brother Steve Smith was on the Giants and won a Super Bowl, and
Wow.
so they're good guys. Good. They were good
So
students.
it's
Yeah.
a wealthy school. They have a
No,
lot
it's
of
not a wealthy school
Oh,
because
that's
LA Unified, so it's like
Oh.
public school. Plus
Wait, so who was the MVP? I didn't catch that.
Malcolm Smith, the
Malcolm
linebacker
Smith.
for the Seahawks, who had the pick six interception, and he also recovered.
Yeah.
I mean, their whole defense should have got, but it's great that he did. He was also a reserve for most of the year, so this was like kind of came out of nowhere.
Oh,
This,
yeah, that's nice. It's an
Nice.
honor.
All right.
Take down old man Peyton.
Well, we got to get your opinion on the tragic death of Philip
Philip.
Seymour Hoffman. And now,
PSH.
I do, this is horrible, but I'm going to call out Jeff Daniels again. I do remember, like, he was in a biopic about Capote, I feel like,
yeah, he
same
won an
time
Oscar for
Capote
that.
came out. Well, no, Jeff Daniels
Oh,
was.
Jeff was. A
Yeah.
different movie?
Yeah, and I think he was mad because Capote was getting all the press.
Oh, I don't remember. I wasn't around here when that.
Yeah.
So,
Just trying to get the inside scoop.
I don't have any inside scoop.
Damn it. Damn it.
But so yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman. I mean, that's
Terrible.
I was listening to you guys earlier in the podcast, and just there is a lot of people with different viewpoints about it, but it's just no matter how you slice it, it's a tragedy, and
For sure.
It's just a huge loss for obviously his family and his children, number one, but he was, I think, truly one of the 5 best actors of going anywhere. So
Seriously.
because he could do it all. I mean, transitioning from movies to stage and directing, and he's terrible.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who was kind of like,
You want to go there?
I was like, hey, more parts for me.
Oh,
I'm
Jesus.
just kidding. I'm kidding.
You do have your PSH hair
I got,
going right
I got
now.
the
Seymour Hoffman.
PSH hair with the receding hairline and the. I don't have his chin though, or his acting ability. So there's those 2 things.
23 years sober, right? I mean, he was 23 years.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, he said he was 22 when he was sober, and then I didn't even know he had a problem. I mean.
No, I didn't know.
God, that's a shame. Well, I don't know what else to say about it. What a fucking downer for the end of the show.
Yeah, 50.
You know what,
Jeez.
Yeah, let's move on. Next topic.
So you did mention his children, which I will segue into your daughter. You have a lovely young daughter that is one of the reasons you moved back as well, yeah?
Correct. We wanted to raise her in Ann Arbor. I mean, Julie, my wife, grew up in southeastern Michigan, not in Ann Arbor. We were visiting every summer, maybe a couple times a year, because her sister was living here, and just fell in love with Ann Arbor. And we kind of, the acting thing was not holding us in LA anymore, and so as soon as I got my master's in teaching secondary English, we saw a house we wanted, and we kind of got involved with that a year before we moved here, and luckily sold our house before the market crash in LA.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Josie was in first grade when we got. She started first grade when we got here, and now she's in second grade.
Yeah, Ann Arbor's a pretty cool city to raise a kid. Does she like the beard? Is it freaking her out?
She liked it for a while, but now it's at the stage where it's counting the days till March 15th.
Yeah, you're like, please,
No,
Dad, I hate
Dad, God, you scare me when you wake me up in the morning.
it.
But it's funny. There's a whole bunch of people now that, like some people I work with at Purple Rose, like the apprentices, and some of my students now who I've had for a quarter. They have only known me with this. So.
Oh yeah. When you shave it off, you're gonna be freaking them out.
Has that affected any of the other auditions you go to, like some of the commercial and
I don't.
things?
Since it got really, I mean, I haven't even gotten a call for any auditions, so it's worked out really well.
Oh, good. I get scared because I'm lazy, and so in between shows, I won't shave, I won't cut my hair, and that's why my hair is this long. That's how you know how much work I'm getting. If my hair is long, I haven't been in a fucking show. But I've got auditions. I've had auditions come up, and I'm like, I should cut it, but then I get like a job, and I don't know. Welcome to the hair episode of West by Midwest.
Alex, so when were you in New York? Did you live in New York before Los Angeles, or where?
I was born in New York City at New York Hospital.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I grew up in a suburb called Nyack, New York, on the Hudson River.
Okay.
And but my parents separated, like most parents in the 70s. So my dad was living in New York, so I got to go there, all the time, every other weekend.
I see.
In the city, and then I lived in the city for 6 years after college, and I went to grad school there in New York, but for acting. But I'm a New York person. That's where I met Julie. Actually, we were doing a production of Tartuffe.
Oh,
Aral's been.
Yeah, I was in that. Who'd you play?
I played the officer at the very end. I had to wait. It was like my first professional show, and it was like, it's basically a glorified spear holder.
Yeah.
But Julie was the maid, so she was a star. I was just a peon.
Yeah.
Diddling the maid.
The maid. Chuck Ganchorre.
So she would wear her maid costume. No, I'm kidding.
Oh!
Oh! We actually...
Lynn and I played the lovers, the young lovers in that. Yeah.
Is there an archival video of that, Aral?
I'm sure I could find one for you. It's pretty horrible. I think it was my last non-professional show that I was, so it was pretty bad. It's pretty bad. How'd you get into acting in the first place? Why were you crazy enough to do this?
Well, I dabbled in a little bit in high school, but I was also playing, 3 sports, and I went to a small liberal arts college, Franklin and Marshall, in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I was playing football and baseball there. It's like Division III, but it was great. And then I decided to try to audition for, it was Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh.
And that kind of got me back into it. And then when I finished there, I went for a semester at the Eugene O'Neill Theater Center, the National Theater Institute. So that was like a month or 3-month intensive every day, 7 days a week. And
wow.
Then I just, but I didn't really, then I went to the New Actors Workshop for 2 years in New York City. So that was like the next step. But it's been off and on for years, I mean, I quit acting for 10 years. And
wow.
Coming back to Michigan kind of got me back into it, which actually I think for me was the best thing ever could happen, just to kind of do a whole different thing and come back with a totally different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have a much greater appreciation and more life experience to take all the roles that you would have had.
Not at all.
Truth is there.
There's no way I'm going to play a starving Vietnam vet in the Redwood Forest.
Well,
that motherfucker found a lot of berries.
Weren't you kind of starving in Dead Man's Shoes?
Yeah, right. But
well,
yeah,
you were
pretty healthy. Well, you know what? I will say this, that it may have been a smart choice for you, but it was a pretty amazing choice for us as well, because the community is much richer and better because you're a part of it, man.
Aww.
He's stunned. You're going to make him cry.
You made him cry. So
on that note, we'll see you.
Lay off the heroin.
Yeah, so don't do heroin.
Don't lay off the heroin.
I'm not going near that.
I also appreciate that he didn't bring up the story of me doing drugs that he heard through the grapevine.
Well, I did kind of give a little bit away on that, but that
he did. When I invited a homeless man into my car, when he said, "Hey man, you get high?" and I said, "I've been known to get high." It's another story for another day.
Yeah, that night could have ended a lot worse than it did.
Yes.
Seriously, I could have fucking... Anyway. Alex Leydenfrost, thank you so much for
Leydenfrost, thank you for being on the show.
Tell us again what people can do to go get tickets for your show.
Just look up Purple Rose Theater Company.
Call the number that's listed there and ask for tickets to my show.
And just say you heard me on this podcast. And
you can get a 50% discount.
No, come check it out.
Rob, you can make that happen. Right?
Charge it to Rob Hubbard.
Free tickets.
Rob Hubbard's wife.
That's right. Katie Durrell will buy you free tickets to the show.
Yeah, it's running until March 15th. Come check it out. It's a really beautiful, touching little show.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being on the show, man.
Thanks, guys.
Have fun with the rest of the run. We'll see you soon.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Alex Leydenfrost, ladies and gentlemen. Man,
we need to get as professional as our guests.
Seriously, and we need to stop making our podcast the most depressing podcast ever.
God.
Like talking about heroin overdoses. And I couldn't talk about anything but his beard. I was nervous. I was like, your hair looks good. How's my hair look? I don't know. Folks, that's all the time we have for this week. Join in. Thank you for tuning in for 50 amazing episodes.
50 episodes.
Chuck, Rob, congratulations, gentlemen. 50 episodes.
To you, my friend.
Golden anniversary.
Gold? What is that? What do you get on the golden anniversary?
That's 50.
Golden shower.
Oh, Rob.
Oh, God,
Rob, there, man.
Stop it.
God.
Wasn't that
Thank you,
set up?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Thank you, Amber Marissa Cook, Svetlana Valerie, and Teresa Ganchorre
for hanging out with us live.
To the show this week. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WestXMidwest. subscribe, stream, download, write a review on iTunes. But you should check out our website, westxmidwestpodcast.com.
That's right. On there, we've got our Twitter, our email, past episodes, and Rob's going to start throwing up a bunch of really cool shit on the website. It's going to be amazing. You can
All
also
sorts of flash animations and sparkly GIFs.
You can also leave us a voicemail, folks. The phone number is 734-562-2385.
That's right. Get your parents' permission before you make a long-distance call them.
International rates apply. Rob, do we have any? We don't have any. He will tell us when we have voicemails, I'm guessing.
You'll tell us.
I will let you know.
And we would know before the show. I don't know why every week I'm like, new voicemail? I'm like a puppy waiting for a treat. Please, leave us a voicemail.
Crickets. Yeah, and here's to 50 more episodes.
Like, let's pray to our lucky stars that we can get 50 more episodes.
Let's just let go of, trying to be successful in our lives.
No more deadlines.
And just no deadlines. Just do the show.
Quit trying to change people. Do the show.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week. I'm Chuck Ganchorre.
I'm Aral Gribble. On behalf of Rob Hubbard, this has been
West
by Midwest. We'll see you next week.
Who on? Nigga, you on? Feeble ass niggas only get booed on. Shitty attitude, get pissed and pooed on. Fucking with peace, you wrong. Retreat, nigga. You don't wanna feud on. Your nerves ain't meant for a big dude on. Stumping that ass until you gone. Hoping that you make it home with your shoes on while I'm touring these booties, scoring these movies. I know that I make it when I'm chilling with Stewie. Ask Mark Jacobs what I did for Louis. Sunglasses, campaign, and jewelry. Ask Albert how he really wanna use me. Come to Garcon, I ain't using that loosely. Look at your forehead, sweating profusely. All you niggas is bum. Parasol can, ba-bum, ba-bum. Monkey outside, ba-bum, ba-bum. Shooting all night, ba-bum, ba-bum. Bomb, stick a clang, clang, clang. Bang on that ass like a renegade tang. Motherfucker transform to a grown man and transform again like Major Lazer.
Fast one, slow one, we behaving bad. 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 Fast one, slow one, we behaving bad.